الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله.
So what the British did was fundamentally change the perception of the veil, you see, because the tradition of the veil within royal families and the households of kings has always been a significant part of their historical culture and noble identity. This practice still exists today. Many countries maintain Arab monarchies. Regardless of their personal ways, their noble women never appear publicly before the eyes of the world. You might argue that a woman once came forward to shake hands with Donald Trump. Well, first of all, it is important to realize that she was not actually the wife of a king. Whoever she was doesn't really matter to me. But yes, it is true that Arab culture is slowly fading away. Even if she was royal, it was merely a rare, isolated case. That is precisely why it caused such an outcry, that culture is slowly declining. But historically, you haven't seen King Fahd's wife ever appearing in the public eye, ever appear before the public, or anyone from the royal family appearing before the era of Mohammed bin Salman, who is currently leading the nation, or King Salman's wife appearing in public. This was never the established custom in Arabia. If it happens now, that is a completely different matter altogether. The whole world is undergoing a change and people are moving away from religion. This symbol of honor, what was it? It was a profound symbol of honor and dignity for the community. The Westerners came and completely changed this mindset, creating a culture where it seems like veiling is something meant only for poor and uneducated girls. The idea was that as wealth, education, and social status increase, the veil should gradually be discarded as if it were a sign of backwardness that no longer fits. Nowadays, a modern, highly educated, and honorable girl is considered to be one who does not dress modestly, showing everything from the hair on her head down to her very feet, down to her toenails. If she is covered, she is seen as ignorant, backward, and rustic. Hasn't this become the mindset today? It is as if she hasn't even finished her basic schooling yet, nor college, nor earned any degree. That she doesn't know her basic ABCs, nor Urdu, nor Persian, nor Pashto, and certainly not even a single word of the English language. She knows nothing. It's a shock now when an educated PhD girl observes the veil. They put her on media saying, MashaAllah, she is highly qualified, yet she hasn't left her veil. There are such people in Australia. I saw a friend's wife, a Pathan, in full veil. When she received an award and went on stage, she didn't remove her veil. But what is the general trend in the world today? In short, the shift in society is so profound that what used to be the standard of honor has now, unfortunately, in this day and age, changed to finally become a standard of disgrace. And what was disgraceful has become the standard of honor. We must not compromise on this. The West changed our culture significantly, but should we ever compromise on those fundamental things where they have tried to change the divine Shariat? Should we just give in to their new standards? Tell me, no. For example, if today you are considered an honorable man only because your wife appears openly on the media for everyone to see, then what is that honor? Then, brother, 100 curses on such honor. Some people even say we take our wives out with us in public to look a bit more modern and progressive in the eyes of society. They think that people will come closer to the faith this way. But this method of bringing them closer is not right. Some people say that if we have long religious beards, we cannot preach effectively because people view us as fundamentalists. So, remaining clean-shaven and wearing a three-piece suit and tie, we go and address the people in their gatherings. People think he is an educated, learned man who will present a version of modern Islam. So they listen to us. This is like the approach of Mr. Professor Ghamidi Sahab. He doesn't explicitly say it, but his style is somewhat like that. Is this also right? Speak up. Regarding the rulings of Sharia, we must remain firm in our adherence to the truth. Hazrat Maulana Ashraf Ali Thanvi used to say that while fulfilling the divine commands of Sharia, we should never let our personal desires or social pressures get in the way. And when preaching, crush these expediencies, meaning un-Islamic compromises like spices. Do not care at all whether someone joins the faith or not. We are not responsible for the outcome or for their final decision to accept the message or reject it. We shouldn't abandon our religious practices just to start preaching to others. If someone wants to come to the path, let them. If they do not want to, so be it. I know people who do not keep beards. Why? They say, we preach in places where they wouldn't even let us enter if we had beards. No, brother, let them not let you in. It's no issue, for this is Allah's command. There can be no compromise on this. The command of Sharia cannot simply be set aside for convenience. A woman might think, if I observe the full veil, people won't listen to what I have to say to them. They will consider me narrow-minded, an old-fashioned woman from the past. Therefore, for the sake of preaching the faith to others, I will compromise on observing the veil. No, you are absolutely not allowed to do that. Some people develop an unhealthy obsession with preaching the faith. Having a genuine passion for preaching is fine, but when it becomes an obsession, it's wrong. But being obsessed is not right. Rafi bhai, they aren't quite understanding it today. You people should try to complete the sentence yourselves to understand the point being made. Having a passion for preaching is a good thing, but obsession is not right. Obsession means that you have crossed the established limit. For example, consider a situation where a man earns a livelihood. A man earns a haram livelihood. You know for a fact that his income is 100% haram. He says to you, please come and have tea with me or eat a meal entirely at my own expense, at my expense. You say, all right, I'll eat the food he provides so that he becomes closer to me, and then I'll be able to invite him to the faith. Now someone tells you, brother, his income is totally haram. When it's totally haram, then any food he buys with that money is strictly haram for him to consume. And it's haram for you too. You cannot justify eating it. You say in response, I am doing this to build a connection so that he may come closer to the faith. So is this permissible? Speak up. If you are building a connection to invite him to the faith, how will you even do it? In our faith, eating haram is strictly forbidden. He will say, but you sat down and ate with me. A part of religion is also that the forbidden things must be clearly called forbidden. See, I'm not just saying it casually, I'm saying it with weight. Forbidden. It must be clearly identified. Through this realization, he might actually give it up. He will fear the weight of the word forbidden. This is also a valid and powerful way of inviting people to follow the faith. This is also included in religion, right? So how will you save him from sin? You might say, I will tell him later, brother, I only sat with you and shared your food because I was waiting, ate what is forbidden with you because there was a strategy or a necessity. He will say, I have my own necessity too. It's my necessity. If I don't consume the forbidden, then what will I eat? Bring me an alternative. These are the very excuses due to which people continue to consume the forbidden. So no, there is absolutely no permission to cross the limit here in these matters. Say it, there isn't. When the famous delegation from Taif came to the Prophet, they tried to set some conditions that we will accept your invitation to faith only if we are given concessions in a few matters. Among those, perhaps one was that we would call the tribute by the name of tax or zakat. I do not recall the exact words. He accepted every one of their conditions saying, all right, fine, all right, fine, all right, fine. They asked, will you also permit the consumption of alcohol? He firmly said, no, this cannot happen under any circumstances. So why was he so strict? This is because some things forbidden is forbidden for everyone, brother. You simply cannot commit a prohibited act just to build a connection for the purpose of religious outreach. It cannot be done. This will become impermissible, brother. You are not allowed to cross the established limits. If a drunkard says to you, take just 2 small sips and then I will listen to whatever you have to say and finally come closer to the faith. No, brother. If you want to come to the faith, then come freely, but we cannot sell our own religion just to save yours. You must understand this point very clearly. Similarly, some young men develop secret friendships with girls on Facebook under the guise of bringing them closer to the religion through their online interactions. They say, if we end this friendship, she will surely drift away from the faith. Let her drift away. You will not be questioned about her choices by Allah. Do you understand what I am saying? For that purpose, give her number to some knowledgeable lady who can guide her, or provide the number of a respected scholar who can explain the religious matters to her properly. By constantly trying to guide her, you will eventually end up at her house. Save your own faith first and stop worrying about her. There are many such boys who have started friendships on Facebook and are giving religious invitations. And the wretched thing is they only invite beautiful girls. If there is a poor girl who is dark-skinned or considered unattractive, they don't have the slightest desire to lead her to the paths of paradise or help her find the truth. So just stay away. Just leave it be. You won't be questioned.